السعادة والشقاء, whether your life will be a happy life or otherwise, you don't know that. And المنافع والمضار في الحياة, and whenever you are going to benefit from your life or you will have harms in your life, you don't know. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues, وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ. And He gave you the faculty of hearing, the faculty of seeing, and the heart, وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ. Now the Mufassirin said, why these three senses specifically are mentioned? We need to use it rightly. Often we don't use it rightly as it says here. He said, السمع لتسمعوا به الأوامر والنواهي. He said the faculty of hearing is given exclusively for us to listen what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders us to do and what He forbids us to do. Al-basar is given, the eyesight is given so that we can see, ponder, and take lessons from the wonderful signs of Allah. And the fuad, the heart, are given لِتَصِلُوا بِهِ إِلَى مَعْرِفَتِهِ, so that we can reach to exactly knowing who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. And what's interesting, he said the faculty of hearing is a confirmation of speech. So when a child is born, the first thing, if he cries, if he hears, he's definitely going to speak. And if he doesn't hear, he doesn't speak. So that's why he said, مَنْ لَمْ يَسْمَعْ لَمْ يَتَكَلَّمْ. Whoever doesn't hear, doesn't speak. So hassa means senses. Hassa to sama, the sense of hearing, is a confirmation that the speech is also given. This is something interesting. We also need to know what sin is. We often do sinful things. And Nawas ibn Sam'an radiallahu anhu is a Sahabi who used to ask Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam interesting things. He came one day and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I would like to know about two things. Tell me what is al-bir, the virtue, and tell me what is sin. He gave a beautiful definition. He said, قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, البر حسن الخلق. The virtue is your best character, is your manner. Wal-ismu, and as far as you ask me about the sin, remember, sinful thing could be anything. ما حاك في صدرك, something that pokes your heart, something that comes into your heart and you wanted to do that. But at the end, وَكَرِهْتَ أَن يَطَّلِعَ عَلَيْهَا النَّاسِ, you don't like sharing it with people. It's something bad. So anything bad, or something that lead to doing something bad, but at the end of the day you never want to share it with people, that's the beginning or sin. And then also part of suspicion. Rumors create a lot of suspicion. Because when we start spreading so much outside, and it requires some personal control and nothing else. Self-restraint. If I decide not to, then the news will not go. Because it's the same Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who gave me power, gave you, gave all of us, power and ability to restrain or self-restrain or to hold the information. So it's a simple initiative to hold. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ijtanibu min az-zann. O you who believe, avoid suspicion, because some of the suspicion are sin. And Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu says, Iyyakum waz-zann. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, beware, stay away. Do not go closer to suspicion, because suspicion is the worst of life. Whatever we think about, no proof, no evidence, no confirmation, no authenticity, and we just keep on talking, keep on talking. I remember when we were in Los Angeles, the Imam Sheikh Hamdi, in Ramadan, he used to do one activity. every Ramadan. He used to bring like 10, 20 people, and he makes them stand in line. And he said, this is an experiment how news spreads. And he said, I'm going to give you an example. So he stands up and goes to the first person. And there are like 15 in line. And he says something in the ear, quietly, into the first person. And he says, say this to the person next to you. And they keep on doing this. And then they ask the last one. Often it's completely different than what he told to the first person. So the news gets twisted and gets added and gets deleted at the end. Now in the past, people did not leave even the prophets of Allah. They accused them. They spread falsehood about them. They mocked them. So this is coming from a long, long time. Nuh alayhi salam. People spread about Sayyidina Nuh that he's a madman. He's a madman, majnoon. كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح. People rejected before them Prophet Nuh. فكذبوا عبدنا. They rejected our servant. وقالوا. Yes, please. Yes, please. Someone said something? Oh. وقالوا مجنون. People are Nuh, you are majnoon. وازدجر. And he was threatened also. فقال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه ما هذا إلا بشر مثلكم. He said he's the person, he's just like us. But what he wants? يريد أن يتفضل عليكم. He wants to be superior over you. False information. Hud. People said to Hud, the elite group from his people, from the disbelievers, they said, you are foolish and you are lying. قال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه إنا لنراك في سفاهة وإنا لنظنك من الكاذبين. We see you as foolish and you are liar. People spread false information, buhtan, accusation, slander about the mother of Maryam, the mother of Isa, I'm sorry, when she brought baby Isa to the people. So you see how serious they were? يا أخت هارون ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغية. No, the first one. قالوا يا مريم لقد جئت شيئا فريا. He said, Maryam, what happened to you? You brought something strange. What did you do? Like they accused her of moral breach, committing something immoral. They spread false information in town about the Afifa, or the chaste woman like Sayyidina Maryam. And then say that, Ya Ukhta Haruna, oh Ukhta Harun, what happened to you? Did you remember your dad and your mom? ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء. Your dad was pious, was not a bad person. وما كانت أمك بغية. And your mom was a chaste woman. Look what you're doing. They spread false information to assassinate her or to the character assassination or to ruin her morality or by accusing her of committing immoral things. Fir'aun and his people said about Musa, you are a knowledgeable magician. False information. إِنَّكَ لَسَاحِرٌ عَلِيمٌ. And then Fir'aun, what he said to his people? Can I tell you about Musa, what he's doing? إِنِّي أَخَافُ أَن يُبَدِّلَ دِينَكُمْ. He would like to change your religion. أو أن يظهر في الأرض الفساد. Or he wants to commit corruption in the land. False information. Everything is false. And then upon Muhammad sallallahu, they accused him that you are false information. That you are kadhib, you're lying. You are sha'ir, you're like poet. You are sahir, you are like a magician. and you are majnoon, madman. كذلك أتى الذين من قبلهم إلا قالوا ساحر أو مجنون. When the Sahaba migrated to Habasha, the first group of 70 something, Ushia, it was spread in Mecca that the entire people of Mecca became Muslim. So the people, they felt comfort. Those who were in Habasha, some of them, they went back in Mecca to see. The news was false. They caught him. It was a deceptive move to spread wrong information in town, and they punished him, they tortured him. Mus'ab ibn Umayr, radiallahu anhu, he was assassinated, killed, martyred in Battle of Uhud. Ushia, the rumor was spread, that it was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam who died. And of course, the saddest or the evil rumor that was spread about Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha في حادثة الإفك الشيء والعياذ بالله والعياذ بالله committed adultery. We know that. So this is some of the examples. Now, at the end, what should we do after learning this much? The first advice is to control our jawarih, our senses. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, each one of you is responsible and accountable for what you do. So control your organs, control your senses. Use this wisely, because it might be possible there's something wrong based on lies happening, and there is a consequence for that. And Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu said something so profound, so beautiful. Like in a community setting like us, we need to remember what he said. I love this. I quote this everywhere. ما أنت بمحدث قوما حديثا. Whenever you are going to speak or say something to the people, لا تبلغه عقولهم. That is not reaching their heads. They're not able to comprehend. They don't understand it. They want verification. You are not able to provide verification. إِلَّا كَانَ لِبَعْضِهِمْ فِتْنَةً. That process will turn out to be a fitna for the people. So it can include and not limited to, conversation, private or otherwise, telephone calls, emails, everything comes under it. Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp and messages and all what we do, because there is always a possibility, a big possibility of that information is not authentic. And when we spread this so much seriousness and with large quantity, it damages. Number three, verification is required. Whenever a rumor comes in, we need to verify. إِذَا جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when a fasiq brings you any news, فَتَبَيَّنُوا. It revealed about a person, Al-Walid bin Uqba bin Mu'ayyid. So verification is required. And I read some tafasir. I found interesting information about this ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word وَلَا تَقْفُ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ. He said, do not pursue, do not chase, do not dig into the information that you do not have any knowledge. You do not have evidence. And the Mufassirin wrote something interesting, so I will share with you. He said, taqfu means qafa yaqfu, means to follow someone, to chase someone with the intention of getting some information, being curious of what's happening. So I got to go there so I know what he or she is doing. Imam al-Qurtubi rahimahullah, he says, لا تقل. He said, don't say رأيت, I saw it. ولم ترى, and you didn't see it. Don't say that. ولا تقل سمعت. Don't say that I heard it. From where? I don't know. I heard it. وأنت لم تسمع, and you didn't hear it. And he said, don't say, وَلَا عَلِمْتُ, that I already know it, while you do not know it. Mujahid and Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, tabi'i and sahabi, said, لَا تَذُمْ, do not start taking out the hateful meaning upon hearing something nice, something bad, something hateful. بِمَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ, something you do not have any information about that. Why are you going? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, مِنْ حُسْنِ إِسْلَامِ الْمَرْءِ, the best of Islam is what? تَرْكُهُ مَا لَا يَعْنِي, that you don't do what doesn't concern you. So, and there is no use. People do it for fun, because nothing, we don't get anything out of it. And Muhammad al-Hanafiyyah, he went one step further. He says, this is all Shahadat al-Zur. It's a testimony of spreading falsehood. And falsehood is, there is a consequence for that. And now what are the consequences? Be aware of the consequence.